Liberal financier George Soros has bought a major stake in the U.S. second-largest radio company and could gain effective control of more than 220 stations across the country, the New York Post reported on Wednesday. Soros Fund Management purchased $400 million of debt owed by Dacity Media Group during its bankruptcy process, the newspaper reported, citing court filings. The billionaire bought the debt at roughly 50 cents on the dollar from a hedge fund, H.G. Vora. The report continued, noting that once the deal is approved by a bankruptcy court, Soros would own about 40% of Dacity's overall debt. While 40% is not a majority stake, a source told the New York Post that Soros could nevertheless gain effective control of the media giant when it emerges from bankruptcy. Dacity owns 227 music, sports, and talk radio stations in 45 U.S. states. The company also owns CBS Radio, which operates 11 news stations, including San Francisco's KCBS and New York's WCBS. After years of declining revenue, Dacity filed for bankruptcy early last month with $1.9 billion in debt. Should the deal go ahead, as reported, Dacity will be the latest addition to Soros' growing media empire. Soros Fund Management joined a consortium of creditors to purchase Vice Media last summer, paying $350 million to acquire a former media juggernaut once valued at $5.7 billion. An insider source cited the New York Post described the Dacity deal as scary, saying that he believed that Soros intended to use his stake to influence public opinion ahead of this year's presidential election. A hedge fund manager who shot to infamy for crashing the British pound in '92, Soros is among the wealthiest men on earth, with an estimated net worth of around $7 billion. That's on top of the $32 billion he's donated to a web of NGO charities and political campaigns through his Open Society foundations. Soros is an advocate for mass immigration to Western countries, European federalism, and economic and political liberalism. He was the largest donor of the 2022 U.S. midterm election season, funneling $128 million to Democratic candidates and organizations, as well as direct donations to candidates and activist groups. Soros reportedly gave $300 million to a group of TikTok influencers who collaborated with the White House to promote President Joe Biden's policies. The Open Society Foundation announced last year that Soros, who is 93 years old, would step down from the helm of his organization and hand control to his 38-year-old son, Alex. For Headlines with a Voice, this has been the Lockhart News Brief.